What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out one of the latest robot vacuums from Ecovacs. What we have here today is called the Ecovacs DEEBOT X11 OmniCyclone. The OmniCyclone name comes from the OmniCyclone base station. I don't have the base station next to me because it is a bit too big for my desk, so I'll show you that separately, but that is basically a dust bag free base station. So now you don't have to buy those dust bags anymore. So aside from saving money from those dust bags, that's also a more eco-friendly alternative as well. So I like that about the base station, but we'll talk more about the base station later on in the video. One of my favorite features for the DEEBOT X11 here is definitely the power boost charging technology, and this is an industry's first for robot vacuums. I haven't actually seen any other robot vacuum that does this. So this robot vacuum is capable of charging 6% in about 3 minutes. So every time the robot vacuum goes back to that base station to wash the mop or maybe empty the dust from the dustbin inside here, it will charge. And that means that the robot vacuum is not going to be running out of power anymore. So this enables up to 1,000 square meters of uninterrupted cleaning on one single cleaning session, delivering truly perpetual runtime. So basically no more running out of power while on a cleaning cycle. So I'm hoping to see this technology on more robot vacuums in the future, because this is a must-have feature now that I got to experience it with the DEEBOT X11 here. The DEEBOT X11 also features one of the best mopping systems available on the market. So this is what the manufacturer calls the Osmo Roller 2.0. This mop basically spins constantly and it gets cleaned inside the robot vacuum. So unlike those regular vacuums that have the two spinning brushes, all the dirt and everything stays inside the robot vacuum, so it doesn't get spread throughout your floors. This robot also features what the manufacturer calls True Edge 3.0. So the mop here can actually extend out of the robot's body and it can reach those edges of the walls, the corners, and compared to the X9 Pro, I believe, because we've seen this roller mop for the previous Ecovacs model, this actually extends the mop even more compared to that one. So this mopping system will be able to keep your floors really clean, because all the dirt, if you spill something or if you have anything on the floor, all that is gonna end up inside the robot vacuum. It's not gonna be spread on your floors like what happens with the vacuums that have the two spinning brushes at the bottom. And since this can come out of the vacuum's body, it can basically reach all the walls, all the corners, so no space left unwashed basically. Since this is also a vacuum, not only a mopping machine, of course the vacuuming performance is also quite important for this. So inside this robot vacuum we actually have an 100-watt high torque motor, and the vacuum gets an insane suction power of 19,500 Pascal. That is insane. So it doesn't matter what kind of a surface the vacuum will go over, if it goes over hard floors or if it goes over carpets, anything that will be on the floor will end up inside the dustbin here. And since we're talking about the dustbin, so the top here comes off and then we have the dustbin in here. So you don't really have to clean this yourself ever. Now there is a filter in here that you'll have to clean every so often, but basically all the dust, all the hair, everything that ends up in here will end up in the OmniCyclone base. So I'll show you that in just a bit, but just in case you're wondering where the dustbin is, it's inside the vacuum here, and the vacuum does go back to the base station to empty itself out throughout the cleaning cycle as well. And of course the vacuum also features the Zero Tangle 3.0 technology. That means that you're not gonna find any hair stuck on the main brush or the side brush there. So this is how the brush actually looks after the vacuum has been cleaning my house for about a month. So yes, it is a bit dusty, but there is basically no hair on it. So that's nice because you don't have to actually clean the hair of it. And you're actually gonna see all that hair in the OmniCyclone base. I'm not sure if I have any footage before I emptied that, but if I do, I will show you all that hair that's stuck inside the base station when it gets emptied from the vacuum. So I'll have to see if I saved any of that footage. But that's basically where the suction hole is. So all the debris, all the dirt, all the hair, everything that's on the floor basically gets sucked into here. And as I showed you earlier, the dustbin is on the other side. Another very cool feature and something that's lacking with a lot of vacuums is what the manufacturer calls True Pass Adaptive 4-wheel drive climbing system. So basically this allows the vacuum to climb in certain places in your house where a lot of vacuums cannot climb. In my case, and the example that I want to give you, a lot of the vacuums that I've tried cannot get into the bathroom because the floor of the bathroom is higher. Well, of course, this one has no problem going into that bathroom, because it basically has these, I don't even know how to call them, claws, let's call them. So it helps itself to get over obstacles wherever it needs to go. So no more spaces in the house where the vacuum won't be able to go, because this one can actually climb over higher obstacles than most vacuums out there. So this is very important, so the vacuum can actually reach all the areas in your home so it can actually clean. Now, it is pretty much impossible to film under the vacuum while it's cleaning, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to show you any good footage of these being deployed while the vacuum is climbing things in the house, but that's how it basically works. Next, we are moving on to the OmniCyclone station. As I said, it is a bit too big to have on the desk here next to me, but that's basically where the magic happens. That's where the vacuum will charge. So whenever it's on a cleaning cycle, it will go back to wash the mop. It will also charge. The mop is also washed with 75-degree hot water, so all the grease from the mop, everything from the mop will basically end up in the dirty water tank inside the OmniCyclone station. Talking about tanks, so we have our clean water tank at the top, we have our dirty water tank at the top, we also have two little containers for a cleaning agent, so you fill that up with the cleaning solution, so that of course helps keeping your floors even cleaner. At the bottom there, you can remove the bottom so you can wash it every so often. You may find dirt in there, but you just wash it every so often and then you put it back in there. And that's of course where the mop will get dried. So once the vacuum is done a cleaning cycle, of course it will go back to that OmniCyclone station. It will empty itself out, so all the dust, all the hair, everything that's inside the vacuum will end up in that base station. You can actually see the dirt in there being collected, and of course when it's all done, it will dry the mop as well. So the magic kind of happens in that OmniCyclone station there. And as I said, that is a dust bag free design, so you never have to buy dust bags. You just take that top portion out and you empty it out, and that's pretty much it. And of course the DEEBOT X11 also features the Smart Eco Assistant, so you can basically interact with the robot vacuum with your voice. And these are just a couple of examples what you can say, what you can do with your voice. You basically don't need to open the app, you don't have to press any buttons, you just talk to the robot vacuum and the vacuum understands what you want from it. So let me show you a couple of examples of that. Okay, Eco. Vacuum the kitchen.
Okay, the area will be vacuumed now.
Okay, Eco. Go home.
Okay, back to station.
And of course, like most robot vacuums from Ecovacs, you can also interact with this from the Ecovacs app. So from the app there you can see the map that the robot created. So when you first run the robot, it will actually map out your entire house. It knows exactly where it is. It knows exactly where it has to go. You can customize the cleaning from there. You can make the roller mop wetter or less wet. You can change the suction power. You can set schedules. You can set do not go zones. So everything is extremely customizable from the app there. But the app kind of remains the same as previous Ecovacs vacuums. But basically anything you want to change, you change from the app there. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but of course this also features obstacle avoidance. So if you leave something on the floor, the vacuum is not gonna run it over. It will basically go around it. So when you send this on a cleaning cycle, you don't really have to worry about anything. It will go back to that OmniCyclone station. It will wash the mop. It will fill itself up with water. It will empty itself out in that OmniCyclone station. It goes back there whenever it's done a cleaning cycle. As I showed you, it will charge every time it goes there to wash the mop. So that fast charging definitely helps. So you don't really have to do anything. When you leave home, for example, you just send the vacuum on a cleaning cycle and the vacuum will do everything for you, and you don't have to worry about anything. As always, there will be some links in the video's description so you can check this robot out. I will also leave a link to the DEEBOT X9 Pro video that I've done, or was it just the X9? I will leave a video to that because I really like that robot as well. Thanks Ecovacs for sponsoring this video, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave some comments down below and I'll try to answer whatever questions you may have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.